Test. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay. Making sure. Trying not to have technical difficulties.
please remain standing while Christopher Scott of the 8th grade class gives the invocation.
Please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today to thank you for all these wonderful people that have joined us in celebrating the graduation of our 8th graders from Ware Academy. Please be with us today as we honor each one of my classmates and their great accomplishments. We ask that you bless each one of us and our families and friends and guide us in the right direction of our high school career. Amen.
You may be seated. Good morning and welcome to Ware Academy's commencement ceremony. In particular, the commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. Today, they will become the newest members of Ware Academy alumni, joining those who have preceded them for 70 years. This morning, we are here to honor these fine young men and women, but I want to take a moment to recognize the parents and families of our 8th grade. For most of you, your Ware Academy journey is coming to an end as well, and this rite of passage will bring significant change and milestones. You have worked so hard providing love, structure, and opportunities for your children and have placed a high value on education. Today, we have worked to nurture, support, and challenge your children while providing structure and values. While looking at their faces this morning, I would say we were quite a team. They have come so far. Thank you for your years of support and for sharing your children with us for so many years. I would like to welcome our speaker, Sarah Matheson Harris, and thank Miss Vicki Gunn, President of the Board of Trustees, for participating in our commencement ceremony. This is a year of firsts. This is my first year addressing the graduates. The first year we had to close school for a pandemic and resume instruction online. And the first year to have a commencement ceremony outside. To the graduates, many of you sat in my kindergarten class 8 years ago. This is where you learned about being a good friend, how to work hard, read, and accomplish difficult tasks. Maybe the biggest lesson you learned in kindergarten is there were consequences for your actions. These skills still apply today. Your focus and determination will allow you to accomplish your goals. The relationships that you have built at Ware will last a lifetime. And the character you developed over the last 8 years will stay with you as you enter high school and beyond. Not only will you fare well academically, but your strong leadership skills and character will allow you to stand out amongst your peers. Your character is your behavior when no one else is around, when no one is watching. It's how you treat people and the strength you have to stand up for what is right, even when others may not agree. You are the next generation of leaders, individuals that can open the eyes of others and make change happen. You were the class of firsts, but you will not be remembered for that. You will be remembered for the positive relationships you forged and the positive impact you had on our younger students. Your class came together this year, reestablished your relationships, and became the leaders of the school. Unfortunately, your year was cut short. You were unable to go on your 8th grade trip and celebrate your career at Ware like so many had done before. But rest assured, you have made a lasting impression on your teachers and our school. This year, I was able to watch and evaluate your capstone projects. The depth of knowledge and skills demonstrated were awe-inspiring. I am proud to say that your class was one of my favorites as a kindergarten teacher and my first graduating class as head of school. But what we are most proud of is how your class as a whole symbolizes what it means to be a Ware Academy student. Drew, you are never at a loss for words. You stand up for what you believe in and will someday use this to make change. You have grown from that cute little kindergarten student that rushed through his work to an outspoken young adult who at times still rushes through his work. Drew, I want you to seek out, embrace challenges. Join the debate team so that you are able to channel your need to question ideas and share your view in a forum that allows this. I know you will do great things, and you will be the catalyst for change. Nate, you are the quiet leader. My understanding is that that may not be the case at home, but in school, this is the case. You were the kindergarten student that was always the last to finish, even our projects, not because you didn't understand, but because you wanted it to be perfect. We will miss your skill and determination on the basketball court. Your opponents may have underestimated you on the court, and I believe off the court too. Your quiet leadership comes naturally, but I encourage you to speak up for what you believe in and become an advocate for your ideas. Macy, I have enjoyed getting to know you better this year. You are a force to be reckoned with on and off the court. We will miss your encouragement and leadership on the volleyball court, as well as your calm and relaxed manner. You have matured into a confident young woman that is ready to take sports and school on with a vengeance. Your academics speak for themselves. As you continue to high school, I believe you will meet every academic challenge with vigor and tenacity as you have at Ware. Macy, you were the spokesperson for any action you found unfair this year. Being that person is sometimes difficult, but I encourage you to continue to stand up for what you believe is unjust. William, I'm not going to cry. I use your kindergarten experience as an example describing the need for movement in a classroom. You couldn't sit still, and I couldn't expect you to sit in a chair to complete your work. So you just stood and wiggled your way through assignments. Your drive and energy are unmatched on any field of play. We are going to miss this fire and determination next year. What I want to point out to you today is not your athletic prowess. Sorry. Because everyone has seen this in action, but your kindness. Not many people have seen how you interact with our younger students. I feel that is when the real will comes out. You are a smart and kind young man. Stay focused on your goals because I know you can accomplish great things. Colin, I have known you for quite a long time. Where is Colin? Colin, sorry. I already have tears in my eyes, so I can't see. Your strength and perseverance are awe-inspiring. I have never seen you give up or give in to your limitations because in your mind, you have none. What sets you apart from others your age is what will help you succeed in your future. We will miss your excellent golf swing and your knowledge of the game of basketball. For what I understand, that's difficult to teach. But most of all, I encourage you to stop second guessing yourself. Be the individual we saw during your capstone presentation. You were self-assured and poised beyond your years. That confidence a hardworking, witty young man. You may have entered Ware later than some of the others, but you have become an intricate part of this class. I enjoyed listening to your conversations with Miss Megan about the office, but I especially like listening to your personality come out. Your basketball skills became apparent because you were determined to learn the game. Use your determination and wit as you transition to high school. I see continued success in your future. Grace, you joined us a little later like Jacob, but became a valued member of the class. Over the last few years, you have become serious about your learning, and in the previous few months have taken complete responsibility for your education. That demonstrates your maturity and drive to accomplish your goals. Your skill and love of sports are apparent while watching you play volleyball, basketball, and softball. You're always one of the first to pitch in, lend a hand, and help out the underdog, which shows your character. Use this on the field of play and in the classroom to be a role model for others, and you will continue to stand out among your peers. Christopher, I believe you were the last to join the class of 2020, but that does not negate the impact you had on this class. The others were instantly drawn to you because of your easygoing manner and confidence. Many people wish to have the natural charisma and finesse you possess. Your presence on the field of play was undeniable. We will miss your height and grit on the court, as well as your team spirit. I encourage you to continue to put as much enthusiasm in your studies as I know you will on the baseball field in high school. Your love for the game will take you far, but so will a passion for learning. Andrew. Andrew, you have grown into a fine young man since that scared little boy in kindergarten. I remember sitting with you to complete your assignments because you may have needed a little bit of encouragement to finish. How serendipitous that you are now the one that encourages others. I watched you help your teammates, classmates, and all of the younger children throughout the year. This speaks volumes of your character and determination. I see you as a future teacher, inspiring your students to be their very best. Andrew, you can accomplish any goal you set for yourself because of your faith and dedication to your success and future. Clara. I remember walking through the halls with you and your parents on a Saturday, sharing all the wonderful attributes of Ware Academy, of a Ware Academy education. We will miss your feisty nature on both the volleyball and basketball court. You surprise your opponents every time. I've watched you blossom into a hardworking, determined student in the last few years. These skills will open so many doors for you, but your kindness and consideration for others will take you further. Clara, you always look at both sides of the situation. You are the mediator. I call that the peanut butter, the one that everyone can turn to be fair. Your smile and positive attitude will be greatly missed. Before introducing our guest speaker, I want to congratulate each and every one of you for all that you have accomplished. You have seen other 8th grades come before you, and you have left your mark as one of good character and positive role models. All of you have leadership potential and have shown us this through the years. Your parents and we have worked tirelessly with you, nurturing these attributes in preparation for the next 4 years and beyond. Don't follow the path of least resistance. Stand up for what you know is right, and do not tolerate mediocrity, inequity, and intolerance. Make sure that your actions and principles are consistent with your character. Make us proud, and don't be strangers, because we will greatly miss you. Sarah Matheson Harris was in my first class at Ware Academy when I taught 3rd grade. And then I taught her again in 5th grade several years later. She stood out among her peers because of her hard work and determination. Her parents were advocates for our school even after she left to enroll in Hampton Roads Academy. No surprise that Sarah's resume is impressive. She is known now as an entrepreneur, brand strategist, and oyster farmer, usually all in the same day. She is the co-founder and lead strategist of Matheson Oyster Company, a sustainability-focused business launching early 2021. Before starting her own business, Sarah attended the University of Richmond and went on to receive her master's degree from Virginia Commonwealth University Brand Center in brand strategy. She then worked in advertising, where she helped produce works for brands such as Google Assistant, Google Nest, Today, and NBC Nightly News. Today, Sarah uses her wide-reaching creative skill set to imagine business solutions that help work towards a more environmentally focused future. Please join me in welcoming Sarah Matheson Harris.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Matheson Harris, and thank you so much for inviting me to join you all today. First of all, I'd like to give a huge congratulations to the graduating class, not only for all of the hard work that has gotten you to this moment the past several years, but for also getting through a very tough last few months. I have a feeling this is probably not the ending of your 8th grade year that you had imagined, but please know I have huge respect for each of you for working through this. Parents and teachers definitely included in that. I count myself very lucky to be able to share this day with you all. To introduce myself a bit further, my background is a little bit of a mixed bag, which is pretty normal for most people these days. I spent until about age 21 thinking I was going to work in art. I even had a brief stint as a portrait artist. I then made my way over to marketing, which pretty seamlessly led me to advertising. I spent the last year working at a really amazing ad agency where I helped produce ad campaigns for Google. And today I'm an oyster farmer and business owner working to get that off the ground. I can say with absolute certainty that I would have never guessed this would have been my path, especially the oyster farming bit. There's a lot of hard work that got me to each of these destinations. But even with hard work, it's pretty difficult to be able to guess where you're actually going to end up. The first thing I'd like to impart on you all today is that it is not very critical to have any idea about what you want to do with your life. Definitely not right now, at least, because it's near impossible to be able to know that. Now is the time to take risks, try new things that seem interesting and fun, and maybe even something outside of your wheelhouse. I'm really glad I spent those years wanting to get into art because it's what I loved doing. Now is also the time to keep working hard. And I say keep working hard because I know you've already been doing that here. More will be asked of you, and you will rise to meet those challenges. But most importantly, out of all of these things, start thinking about who you want to become in life. And that sounds so weighty, but what I mean is the type of person that you want to be. How you treat others, what you take a stand for, and how you treat yourself. In looking towards high school and beyond, it's a lot less important to know what you want to do than it is to know the type of person that you want to become. And I think that's very important to keep in mind. It's something I still remind myself today. It's less important to know what you want to do than it is to know the type of person that you want to be. Working hard and meeting challenges are obviously not limited to just professional experience. Much more defining than anything in my character was a very personally challenging time that I went through a few years ago. I had a lot of responsibility thrust upon me, and it put some things definitely into perspective for me. It showed me that I'm much tougher than I ever gave myself credit for. And that's a very powerful thing to learn about yourself at any age. Through it all, I had a lot of people tell me how good of a job I was doing getting through it all. A lot of people said, I can't imagine doing what you're doing or how you're coping. But the thing is, these traits that people were speaking to, they're not traits at all. Perseverance and the other skills I needed to get through these challenges are not personality traits. They're learned behaviors. Perseverance is something that we learn and practice, as is kindness, optimism, willingness to adapt and to work hard. They're all choices. Things that we learn and choose every single day. Things that are strengthened when we use them and value their importance. We most certainly won't all go through the same experiences as one another, but our core beliefs in who we want to be will be tested. I can promise you that. It might even be just through difficult classes, relationships, tough decisions that we encounter, etc. But we will all face challenges and will need to lean on these learned skill sets to make our way through them. To put it quite simply, after going through my own challenges, I tried to make order of things, and I told myself that you could divide life into two categories: what happens to you and how you choose to respond. Granted, it's a little black and white, but there's definitely some truth to it. There are a lot of things that will be out of your control, but there's also going to be so much within your control, namely how you choose to respond to the uncontrollable. It's here where we strengthen our skills of perseverance and kindness, where we choose what's important to us, what we work hard at, and it's also where we can influence others in their choices. Coming from such a strong start as Ware Academy, especially coming from a strong class, I believe you've already laid the foundation for these skills. They will be both tested and strengthened as you move on from here and through life. More will be asked of you, but remember, you are already kind, resilient, hardworking, and strong individuals. When being challenged, it's important to remember that and to always remember what type of person you want to be. At the last company I worked for, I was lucky enough to have a really incredible boss. Something that he instilled in our workplace and used as a reminder for himself when he started the company was, we don't know what we're doing, but we've done it 1,000 times, which is kind of cool and weird sounding. And we actually even told clients this very proudly, which sounds a little crazy, and we all loved this saying. So in closing, I want to share that with you all today. We don't know what we're doing, but we've done it 1,000 times. Leaving Ware Academy and going off to another school, high school, might seem like a jump into the unknown. But next year and beyond, when it feels like you have no idea what you're doing, because we all feel that way, just remember you've got it. You've done it 1,000 times before. You already know how to do it because you've learned it here with each other. You've learned how to persevere, how to be kind, how to work hard, and to hope for the best. Just don't lose that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. The Leadership Council, which includes our captains, Macy Du Bois, Colin Payne, Andrew White, and Clara Wood, as well as our National Junior Honor Society and SCA President, Nathaniel Carter, will present the class history.
It all started in pre-K 4 when we, Ethan, Tazwell, Isabella, Colin, Will, Lucas, Vivian, Brylan, and I arrived in Miss Ferraro's colorful classroom full of toys, books, and fun. Fun was had at the pumpkin patch and out on the playground, especially Will on the big slide. I got in a bit of trouble for kicking a car across the room. To the do better chair I went.
In kindergarten, Drew, Steven, and I joined the crew. Mrs. Fleet's room was full of fun with Lincoln Logs and a teepee. We learned a lot about friendships, reading, math, and being kind to one another. We then knew Mrs. Fleet would always take care of us and make sure we grew to be the best we can be.
I think first grade was the first time we took a teacher by storm. Miss Clements was really nice to us, but we were her last class at Ware Academy. We said goodbye to her after fond memories. I think it was maybe because the names went up on the board as we forgot things at home. Will would go thirsty daily without his water bottle, and poor Isabella, she was the only girl in our class. Thank goodness Macy came to visit and soon joined our team.
In second grade, Macy came to our school, but she missed a lot of days, and we knew Isabella missed her. Macy, we are glad you're still putting up with us. Drew was at it again, his name on the board over some mischief between him and Steven. Sadly, Steven was only with us for one more year. Our friendships continued to be challenged, but we were always a match on the field. One team, one goal. Mrs. Payne always taught us to play hard, work hard, and stay in line.
Fast forward to third grade with Mrs. Ward and Gingerbread Fun. Our class won with the White House replica. Nate and Drew left us for just a minute and we missed them. Caitlin joined the ranks for the girls, and finally we weren't outnumbered. Well, maybe. The Wax Museum was a hit. The best news was that we could almost play sports. However, we did owe an apology letter to Mrs. Ward for being too loud in the classroom. We are still sorry, Miss Ward.
Fourth grade came, and it was a time for Mrs. Gardner and Patriot Privilege. Sadly, Isabella left at the end of the year. We still miss her today. Who can forget about the campfire in Mrs. G's room? Nate and Drew came back, and Henry joined our class, and we finally got to join the ranks on the court, course, and field. Go Waves!
Fifth grade came with many challenges. We are now part of the upper school. Gracie and I came to join the class. Since we were in middle school, it was a change for everybody. But we made it through the first year and we were ready for sixth grade.
Sixth grade, Jacob and JJ joined our class, and Caitlin left. Our homeroom teacher was Miss Croxton. It was also our first year in Mr. Gardner's science class. At the beginning of the year, we had a class trip and had a great time running the hill. Gracie won a milkshake for being the fastest up the hill, and we won't forget about Ethan's stitches. Thanks, Macy.
Seventh grade, JJ, Ethan, and Tazwell left us, and Christopher joined. We had our first homeroom class with Miss Pozick, who was also our social studies teacher. The trips that the school had planned for us were so much fun. Christopher remembers the trip to Washington, D.C. and standing in front of the White House. I believe the best part of the trip was going to Arlington Cemetery, and where we saw the tomb of the unknown soldier and watched the Leadership Council lay the wreath. The end of 7th grade brought us the best day of the year, field day. But sadly, we didn't know this would be our last field day at Ware.
In 8th grade, we lost Henry, Evan, and Jaden from our class, but we had a new teacher, Miss Lou, who started teaching science. This was one of the best years for our class. Miss Megan helped us prank other teachers and caught us dancing in the cameras. We all remember the haunted hallway and when we went to Hollow Scream at Busch Gardens. After all, who can forget the COVID campfire at Miss Megan and Coach C's house? We are so grateful for all the things that Mr. and Mrs. Cunningham have done for us during the school year. We are lucky to have people like them who care and want the best for all of us. Unfortunately, we couldn't have our field day. Even though Coach C, Miss Cunningham, and Miss Fleet came to each of our homes, nothing could compare to a real field day. We knew it would have been the best yet. Though our year ended prematurely, new friendships were forged and old friendships were reborn. As we each go to different high schools, we will not forget the memories that we have at Ware Academy. One team, one goal. Go Waves!
Drew Carter will present the class gift.
As our 8th grade year comes to an end and we all start the next chapter of our lives, we begin to realize all that Ware has done for us, from helping us form friendships that will last a lifetime and making our primary and middle school experience as fun as possible. As a result of this school being like a family to us, we wanted to leave something that will make people remember who we are. Some past classes have left behind gifts such as water fountains for the hallways, benches for the front office, or renovated certain parts of the school. We felt as if we should leave behind something more meaningful, something that will improve the school for the years to come. Every student in this year's graduating class has taken part in Ware Academy athletics. And we all believe that the other students at Ware Academy should enjoy athletics as well. That is why, for this year's 8th grade class gift, we decided that the money we raised for the 8th grade trip should go towards the Ware Athletics Department. We hope that this money goes towards things like improving the soccer fields, buying new basketballs, or getting new jerseys for the sports teams. We feel the students will have a more enjoyable time playing sports with these items. We hope that whenever one of us comes back to Ware to visit or watch a sports game, we can take pride in seeing the new equipment, knowing that we helped our school. We would like to thank everyone in the Ware family for supporting us as a class and as individuals and helping us excel into the next chapter of our lives. Thank you.
The Ware Academy Commencement Awards are awarded to members of the 8th grade class. The middle school faculty selects the recipients on the basis of achievement, aptitude, character, citizenship, leadership, and sportsmanship. The Faculty Award is presented to the upper school student who attained the highest grade point average for the school year. This year's recipient earned a 3.987 as her overall grade point average for the year. I am pleased to present this award to Macy Du Bois. Headmaster's Award. The Headmaster's Award is presented to the 8th grade student who has contributed the most to the community in terms of academic achievement, leadership qualities, and display of positive character. I am pleased to present this award to Nathaniel Carter. The Founders Award. The Founders Award is presented to the 8th grade student who contributed the most to the academic life of the school. This student embraces challenges, puts forth effort and interest, and displays an aptitude for the betterment of the school in all areas. I am pleased to present this award to Colin Payne. The Spotswood Jones Citizenship Award is presented to the 8th grade student who exhibits in deeds and character the qualities of respect and consideration for others. The student also demonstrates and encourages school spirit and involvement in school and community activities. I am pleased to present this award to Clara Wood. Miss Beatley will present the Sportsmanship Awards.
This award is presented to the 8th grade boy who demonstrates through his conduct and performance the attributes of teamwork, school spirit, and integrity on the field of play. I am pleased to present this award to Andrew White. This award is presented to the 8th grade girl who demonstrates through her conduct and performance the attributes of teamwork, school spirit, and integrity on the field of play. I am pleased to present this award to Gracie Cinco Manlu. Mrs. Croxton will present the Constance Ingalls Award for Improvement.
The Constance Ingalls Award for Improvement is presented to the 8th grade student who has made the greatest strides in achievement. The student displays motivation, consistent effort, and steady improvement in academic proficiency. I am pleased to present this award to Jacob Pullen.
The Ware Academy Decade Award is presented to the 8th grade students who have been enrolled since pre-kindergarten and have completed the course of study for each successive grade, culminating with today's commencement ceremony. I am pleased to present this award to William Maddox, Andrew White, and Colin Payne. Certificates are awarded to our students when they have taken the final examinations and passed the ACE and science. Certificates of those students whose overall academic average this year is 3.8 or above will be highlighted with the Ware seal and a blue and green ribbon. Certificates of those students whose overall academic average this year is a 3.50 to 3.79 will be highlighted with the Ware seal and a blue ribbon. Miss Vicki Gunn, President of the Board of Trustees, and Mrs. Kim Croxton will help me present the certificates. Andrew Henry Carter. Nathaniel Willie Carter. Macy Rose Du Bois. William Seth Maddox. Colin James Payne. Jacob Seth Poland. Christopher Wade Scott. Grace Lorelei Cinco Van Loo. Andrew Lee White. Clara Ryan Wood. Ladies and gentlemen, the 8th grade class of 2020. Please remain standing as Nathaniel Carter gives the benediction.
Lord, today we ask you to be with us, to strengthen us, to love us, and to protect us as we continue our journey as students and athletes in high school. We ask you to be there when we need you most and to guide us when we are misled. May you fill our days with joy and laughter and let us live our lives in the best way possible. Lord, we thank you for everything you've done to protect us and to fix all of the mistakes we've made. We thank you for helping us create the friendships we've made and giving us the privilege to go to Ware Academy and giving us the foundation we need to live beautiful lives. Amen.
Colin down, Jacob and Will and Andrew, can you guys get up behind the ladies that see you? He will take my spot. You can stay on the stage.
See, my cousin's graduation was like an hour.
You have to like just grab a little spoon.
Thank you for watching and participating in the commencement ceremony. I'm leaving. What? Hanson? I almost lost it. That wouldn't have been fun. All right, I'm coming off. I'm coming out. Wait, hold tight.